What if events had unfolded differently in Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness? What if Doctor Strange had crossed over with the CW Flash? What if CW's Flash was in Multiverse of Madness? Have you ever thought about it? Well, welcome back, my fellow watchers of the multiverse, to a brand new Marvel and DC What If crossover. And in today's video, I'm finally covering CW's Flash. After a lot of requests, a lot of people wanted me to dive into this continuity and really go in depth with this version of the Flash. And I do want to say that I'm a big fan of CW's Flash, Grant Gustin's version of the character. It was a very well done version of the character in my opinion, although some of the seasons, I will say, had their pros and cons, especially the final season in my personal opinion. But that being said, I'm a big fan of the TV show, and I wanted to finally start doing a couple what ifs and really get into this version of the character. But that being said, my fellow watchers, if you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe, like, share, and turn those notifications on. I'm gonna be doing a lot more DC related what if content, so you can see a couple more coming out soon. I know that we have what if Batman had joined the League of Shadows in The Dark Knight, so that will be pretty interesting covering that as well. But that being said, my fellow watchers, let's dive in to the brand new Marvel and DC What If. Location: Gap Junction. America Chavez and Defender Strange were racing to the Book of Ashanti. Getting to the book would have been a walk in the park if they weren't being chased by the ribbiting creature. She was, however, being protected by Defender Strange, but he wasn't exactly doing a good job of it. The creature was angling to get to Chavez in order to steal her powers. Defender Strange tried using a binding spell on the demon, but it broke it through cleanly. It attacked and injured Defender Strange. Defender Strange then froze the creature in ice. He saw the creature trying to break out of the ice, and he made his final decision. He turned to Chavez and began the process of taking her powers. Chavez pleaded with him, but he said that he couldn't stop the creature, and if it took her, it would use her powers for dangerous purposes in the multiverse. Chavez frantically said that the process would kill her, but Strange wasn't listening. In that moment, the creature suddenly broke free of the ice and stabbed Defender Strange in the chest. The spell was broken, and Strange was dying. In fear, Chavez inadvertently opened a portal and pulled the dying Strange into it with her. Location: Star Labs, Earth Prime. Barry Allen was with his friends, Team Flash. They were celebrating his 30th birthday, again. He had not wanted to celebrate it, but his friends still went on to throw a surprise party for him at Star Labs. The celebration was going well. Iris brought champagne and wine glasses. She passed it around and everyone gathered for a toast, all except Barry, who drank because he was given a speech. Barry finished his speech and was about to drink his wine, but at that moment, the alarms at the labs started going off. They soon discovered that a portal had been opened and someone had entered into their universe. They all suited up and rushed to the scene to investigate what was going on. Barry and Wally West got there first. Thanks to their superhuman speed, they saw a young girl exit the star-shaped portal with a dead man just before it closed. The girl looked frightened, especially when she saw the rest of Team Flash showed up surrounding her. Barry then told her to relax, and she would be alright. Location: Star Labs, Earth Prime. Flash asked her who she was and where she came from. She replied that her name was America Chavez, and she was from a parallel world. A confused Barry asked her what it meant, and Chavez replied that it was a plane that existed outside the multiverse. Barry asked her how she got to their universe, and she replied that she accidentally opened a portal to this reality. Barry did a double take and asked her what she meant by that. Chavez explained that she had superpowers just like other individuals in the universes she had visited. Only that her powers was the ability to travel the multiverse and the various planes between them. Barry said that it was impossible to do that because the multiverse didn't exist anymore. Iris then said that there was only one way to find out. She told Christine Kramer to do her thing. Christine got close to Chavez, who recoiled. Christine had the powers of mimicry. She could mimic a person's powers when she was close proximity to another person. Christine contrasted her thoughts and abilities and opened up a star-shaped portal, just like the one that Chavez had done. The portal began to put them in, but Christine closed it in the nick of time. Chavez asked Christine how she managed to do that, because she herself wasn't able to control the powers. Christine replied and told Chavez that she would learn with time. Wally then pointed to the dead body of Defender Strange and asked who he was. Chavez told them that his name was Dr. Stephen Strange, and that he was a sorcerer from another universe. He had died protecting her from a mystical creature that was trying to take her powers. Barry was saying that the notion that the multiverse wasn't destroyed was mind-boggling, but he was interrupted by the sudden fainting of the entire Team Flash. Before he could make sense of what was happening, Ramsey Rosso materialized in front of him. Ramsey told him that he shouldn't worry because his friends were just sleeping. He told Barry that he actually had something else in mind when he chose to attack Team Flash. But the arrival of Chavez had changed all that. He left Barry alone, saying that while he would have loved to get to know Flash, he had bigger fish to fry. He then tried possessing Chavez, but Flash used his super speed. Ramsey then used his powers to wake the rest of Team Flash. They were possessed and under his control. He then turned them on Flash, causing them to attack him and Chavez. In fear, Chavez activated a star-shaped portal, and it sucked in her, Flash, and Defender Strange's body. Ramsey tried getting in, but the portal was shut just in time. Location: New York, Earth 616. Dr. Stephen Strange was leaving the New York Sanctum for the day. He was tired and wanted to go home. Christine Palmer would be getting married the next day, and he wanted to attend it. Just as he reached the doors, they opened inwards. Standing in the doorway were an apprehensive-looking teenager and a superhero of some sort, judging from his outfit. The man asked Strange if he was Dr. Strange, and he answered in the affirmative. The guy then introduced himself as Barry Allen, and the girl as America Chavez. Barry said that he was from another universe, Earth Prime, and Chavez was from a utopian parallel world. But she had spent most of her life traveling through the multiverse. Dr. Strange was surprised that the multiverse was real. Barry shared his surprise, saying that he himself had thought that the multiverse was destroyed. Chavez explained that she did not have control over her powers, and they only activate when she was frightened. She also said that mystical creatures were coming after her powers through multiverse travel. Barry said that it wasn't only mystical creatures that they should be worrying about. He said that Ramsey Rosso had come for Chavez's powers, and that there was no way Ramsey was working alone. Someone must have set him onto Chavez. Barry said that they had come to the Sanctum to seek the help of Dr. Strange. Chavez cut in, saying that Strange's alternate self tried to help her get the Book of Vishanti, but he was killed in the process. Strange was taken aback by the statement. Chavez then clarified that everyone at least had one version of themselves in another universe. She asked Strange if he sometimes dreamed, and Strange answered in the affirmative. Chavez then told him that dreams are visions of activities of a person's alternate self. Barry himself said that he also had dreams sometimes. Chavez said that she did not always dream, which probably means that there is no other beings like her in the multiverse. Doctor Strange signed and said that there was nothing he could do for them that night. He led them to the living quarters inside the sanctum, where they met Wong. Doctor Strange asked them to get some sleep, and that they would work the next day. Doctor Strange, Wong, Barry Allen, and America Chavez met up the next day at the New York sanctum. Strange took them to a pizza shack to get food to eat. While they were eating, Barry said that he had a dream. He had dreamed that he had used his powers of lightning speed to fight crime. He then asked Strange if there was a place called Central City. Strange replied in the affirmative, saying that it was in the state of Ohio. Barry said that there was another him in Earth 616. He would be in Central City. After a long pause, Chavez asked if Strange would like to meet his alternate self. Strange was surprised. He asked how. Chavez said that he was actually dead, but the body had come with them into his universe. Some minutes later, they were all standing around the corpse of Defender Strange. Strange noted the ruins of witchcraft on Defender Strange's body, even though it was already beginning to decay. Strange buried the body under rocks. Strange said that he only dealt with sorcery, but witchcraft was not his expertise. He said that he would like to consult someone who knew about the subject. But there was a commotion in the city. People were running away from the invisible entity that was wreaking havoc in the city, and the destruction was heading right for them. Doctor Strange immediately changed into a suit and retrieved a sling ring. He cast a revealing spell, and the cause of commotion was revealed to be a giant-looking eyeball creature. Strange, Wong, and Barry worked together to put down the creature in no time. Doctor Strange examined the creature and saw ruins of witchcraft on it, similar to the ones on Defender Strange's body. When they got back to the New York sanctum, Doctor Strange suggested moving Chavez to Kamar-Taj for her safety. He said that he would be going to meet Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch. He needed her help in saving Chavez. Barry Allen said that he would like to go search for his alternate self. If there was, in fact, one in this universe, Chavez was entrusted in the care of Wong. Barry Allen arrived at Central City. He decided to go to the police department. If there was, in fact, a Barry Allen in Central City, they would be able to help him find the guy. On getting to the perimeter, he inquired about Barry. The woman at the front desk said that Barry was in the forensic lab, and if he wanted to meet him, he should wait while she called the lab. Several minutes later, Barry Allen came out to meet Barry. Barry introduced himself as Barry Allen, and Allen was taken aback. They went out for coffee, and Barry explained to himself that he had arrived from another universe, called Earth Prime. Allen was excited at the notion that there was a multiverse. Then Allen confided in Barry that he also had the power of superhuman speed. The two men bonded over their powers and the experiences that they had. Barry then told Allen the reason he was in Earth 616. He said that he was accidentally transported by a kid who was able to travel the multiverse. Allen was wowed that someone was able to do that. Barry said that the girl was in danger because some creatures of witchcraft were trying to steal her powers. Barry asked his alternate self if he would be able to come tag along to Kamar-Taj to help him keep Chavez safe. He said he had a feeling that they would need all the help that they could get. Allen smiled and told Barry that he did not need to ask twice because he would be happy to help. Doctor Strange and the two Barrys had arrived in Kamar-Taj via portal from the New York sanctum. Kamar-Taj was readying for battle because there was a threat of attack. Doctor Strange filled them in on what had happened when they had gone to see Wanda. Apparently, she was the one that wanted Chavez's powers, so she could get to her sons, Billy and Tommy, from another universe. He said that Wanda was compromised because she was under the influence of the Darkhold. The evil document had the ability to corrupt whatever it touched. Barry and the other Barry Allen were left to protect Chavez inside the monastery, while the Masters of the Mystic Arts would protect Kamar-Taj, at least in theory. Not too long after, the Scarlet Witch arrived. She demanded that Chavez be handed over to her, but Doctor Strange said that it was non-negotiable. She managed to get past the mystical barriers by using telepathic abilities to cause the student to let his shield down. She then tore through the other students and masters, destroying everything in sight and creating confusion. She got into the building and encountered Earth Prime's Barry, who tried to disorient her with his speed. That worked for some time until she used a spell to slow him down. She then threw him through several walls. With him gone, she tried getting to where Chavez was, but Strange plugged her into the mirror dimension. She managed to get out and encountered a combined team of Wong, Doctor Strange, and the two Barry Allens protecting Chavez. She told them to step aside, that all she wanted were her children. Her sons meant everything to her. She would use Chavez's powers to bring them to her universe. As if to prove her point, she summoned the Darkhold and revealed the lives her children were living. Then Barry asked what would happen to their original mother when she lost her own children. Wanda did not have an answer for this question. Wanda then knocked Wong and Alan aside. She tried getting to Chavez, but Doctor Strange blocked her path and contained her in a mystical shield barrier. Wanda broke free for a split second later. When she did, Chavez jolted in fear and opened a star-shaped portal, which sucked her in, Barry and Doctor Strange. Location: New York City, Earth 838. America Chavez, Doctor Strange, and Barry Allen arrived in Earth 838. They looked around and saw that they were in a futuristic New York City. Strange said that they need to go to the New York Sanctum and find Strange's counterpart in that universe. When they got to the Sanctum, they saw a statue of Dr. Stephen Strange and discovered that he had been dead for quite some time. While they were contemplating on what to do, they were met by Baron Mordo, who introduced himself as the Sorcerer Supreme. Mordo knew that they were multiverse travelers and invited them in. Mordo offered them tea and they all drank. Mordo told them that his universe's Doctor Strange had died while defending them from Thanos. Strange then told him of the threat of the Scarlet Witch. She would stop at nothing to get to Chavez, and they all needed to be ready to fight her. Barry was saying that he felt responsible for Chavez when he suddenly became really drowsy and he passed out. Location: Illuminati headquarters. When Barry Allen came out of unconsciousness, he found himself in a reinforced glass tube. He instinctively looked around for Chavez and found her in another glass cube. He tried punching the cube, but it didn't budge. Then a woman came and told him that it was no use. She introduced herself as Christine Palmer. Barry said that he didn't care about who she was. He, however, asked her where Doctor Strange was, and she replied that he was being tried by the Illuminati. Barry asked where they were, and she replied, the Illuminati headquarters. He relentlessly sat down. He asked Chavez if she was okay, and she replied in the affirmative. Meanwhile, several doors down, Dr. Stephen Strange was in shackles, standing trial before the Illuminati. They stated that Doctor Strange was the biggest threat to their universe. Doctor Strange tried defending himself, saying that he really did not want to be here. He was only interested in saving the kid from Scarlet Witch, who only wanted her powers for nefarious reasons. Strange said that their biggest threat was the Scarlet Witch, and she would stop at nothing to get to Chavez. After all, she had the Darkhold in her possession. However, his defense fell on deaf ears. Location: Earth 616. Wanda Maximoff wasn't pleased with how Chavez had eluded her. She used the Darkhold to find the universe that they were in. She then used it to dreamwalk into her counterpart's body in Earth 838. She was interacting with her children when one of the sorcerers in Kamar-Taj burned the Darkhold, destroying it forever. The action cut short her dream walk. In retaliation, Wanda burned the woman alive. She then asked Wong to give her another method to dreamwalk. Wong declined, saying that he would never help her. Wanda then threatened to kill Alan and the other sorcerers in Kamar-Taj if he didn't help. Defeated, Wong told her that the Darkhold was only a copy of the main thing. He told her that the Darkhold was written on a mountain, and that's where the original one would be. Wanda then made him take her there. So Wong opened a portal to the mountain, and he and Wanda stepped through. Location: Illuminati headquarters. Doctor Strange was making a case for his life. The Illuminati had told him that their own Doctor Strange had caused an incursion and had sacrificed himself to stop it. They didn't want to have to suffer an incursion from Strange's arrival in their universe. Mordo advocated that Strange be executed so as to contain the threat of the incursion. The council were about to vote on the proceedings, but they were interrupted by harsh alarms. Scarlet Witch had arrived. Doctor Strange told them that he would be more of a match for Wanda, but they smugly replied that they could take her on. The entire Illuminati council left to battle Wanda, leaving Strange alone with Mordo. While Strange tricked Mordo into destroying his restraints, Wanda easily defeated the entire Illuminati without breaking a sweat. Meanwhile, at the lab, Christine Palmer was frightened by the commotion. Chavez begged her to release, but she refused. Christine accessed the facility's camera, and they watched as Wanda defeated the Illuminati. Barry got tired of waiting for Christine to change her mind. He began running around in his cube. His supersonic speed level caused the reinforced glass cube to crack and shatter into several pieces. Chavez was surprised and smiled at Barry in admiration. Barry then went and freed her from the cube. Just before they left the lab, Barry turned to Christine and asked her to go to safety. While running down one of the hallways, the duo found Doctor Strange, who told them that Wanda was quite close, and their only hope was to find the Book of Vishanti. With a little effort, Doctor Strange found the Gap Junction. The terrain was a little hard to navigate, and they were too slow. So, Flash carried Doctor Strange and Chavez, and quickly ran through the area. They were so close to reaching the book when Wanda arrived and destroyed it. She then suspended all three of them mid-air. When Chavez was in her grasp, she forced the girl to open a portal, where she sent Barry and Doctor Strange through. She then made the girl open a portal to Earth 616, precisely to the mountain, and threw her right into it. Barry Allen and Doctor Strange arrived by portal in another universe. Barry was beating himself up that he had lost Chavez to the hands of the Scarlet Witch. They looked around the whole area, and it was bizarre. Strange said that the universe was having an incursion, and it was collapsing in on itself. The total destruction wouldn't be long. Doctor Strange said that they should visit the sanctum and see if anyone would still be there. When they got to the sanctum, they met Sinister Strange. He had a third eye, brought on by his use of the Darkhold. Strange was mortified. He asked him what he had done. Sinister Strange said that he had used the Darkhold to dreamwalk to other universes, to be with Christine Palmer, but he had inadvertently caused an incursion into his own universe. Doctor Strange asked for the Darkhold, but Sinister Strange told him to be careful about the Darkhold, because it exacts a heavy toll on its user. Sinister Strange used the Darkhold and found Earth 616, Christine Palmer. He offered Doctor Strange a deal, saying that he would hand over the Darkhold if Strange would bring his Palmer to him. Doctor Strange was angered by his request, and the two fought. Doctor Strange wasn't doing well in the fight, so Barry joined the fray. With the 2 against 1, Sinister Strange was overpowered, and Doctor Strange threw him out of a window, where he was impaled to death by a tree stump. With the Darkhold in his possession, Doctor Strange told Barry of his plan. He wanted to dreamwalk into Defender Strange's corpse and save Chavez from Wanda. Barry asked if it was even possible to dreamwalk into a corpse. Strange said that it was possible, but kind of illegal. He asked Barry to protect him from the souls of the damned. Immediately, Strange dreamwalked into Defender Strange's body. The souls of the damned started attacking him. Barry was trying his best to keep them away from Strange, but he wasn't doing a good job of it. The souls surrounded Strange and overwhelmed him. They soon began to devour his soul. Barry watched in horror as Strange was killed before him, because his actions were no match for the ghosts. Soon, the souls disappeared and left Strange's body alone. Barry approached Doctor Strange and tried reviving him, but it was to no use. The man was dead, and with him, the hope of saving Chavez might be gone. Barry looked around, and there was no one to help him. So he took Doctor Strange's sling ring and the Darkhold. He made a decision. He was going to attempt the darkest feat in sorcery and magic. His plans was to dreamwalk into Alan's body. He wore the sling ring and tried to focus his thoughts. It was no use. He wasn't a sorcerer, but he had to be in order to give Chavez a chance to live. So he tried again. He started reading out the spells in the Darkhold, and candles suddenly materialized around him. They were lit by magic. He projected his thoughts, and the magic did the rest. Location: Earth 616. Barry Allen was helping clean up Kamar-Taj with the sorcerers when he was possessed by his alternate self. Barry, in Alan's body, requested a sling ring from one of the sorcerers. He then opened a portal to the mountain. He found Wong shivering in the cold. He then carried Wong and he quickly ran to the Darkhold castle. He saw Chavez on the table where Wanda was casting a spell to remove her powers. Barry used his super speed to pick up Wanda, and before she knew what was happening, she was trapped in an enhanced prison created by Wong. Barry then went to Chavez and told her that he was the first Barry that she had met. She shouldn't mind that he was using Alan's body to talk to her. He had told her that she should be confident about her abilities to control her powers. Christine Kramer was able to control the powers, even though she was exposed to it for under 2 seconds. Chavez, who has had it all her life, certainly could do it. Then, Wanda broke free from the prison and blasted Barry and Wong aside. But in that moment, Chavez suddenly created a multiverse portal to Earth 838. It was the home of that universe's Wanda and her kids. Wanda watched as Billy and Tommy scolded her and preferred their mother. The scene caused Wanda to be free of the Darkhold's power. Barry then told her that she did not need her children to be happy. Wanda apologized for the hurt she had caused. Chavez then transported Wong and Alan back to Kamar-Taj. She opened a multiverse portal to retrieve Barry Allen from the Incursion-destroyed universe. Meanwhile, Wanda used her powers to destroy the Darkhold Temple. When Chavez asked about Doctor Strange, Barry replied that he had died trying to save her. Wanda offered to take care of Chavez on Earth 838, and Chavez accepted. Convinced that Chavez was in good hands, Barry Allen said his goodbyes and allowed himself to be transported to Earth Prime by Chavez. Location: Central City, Earth Prime. When the star-shaped portal closed behind him, Barry Allen was approached by a man he thought he would never see again. Oliver Queen stood in front of Barry and watched the other man trying to comprehend what he was seeing. He then said that he'd live to explain. But there was no time for that, because Barry had just caused an incursion on Universe Earth Prime. And that is going to be what if the CW's Flash was in Multiverse of Madness. Now you can tell that there was a lot of changes with Doctor Strange dying in this reality, and now there's been an incursion on Earth Prime, with Oliver Queen living. So, What did you think of this Marvel and DC crossover? Would you like to see a part 2 where the CW's Flash is maybe in another Marvel Cinematic Universe movie? Maybe we can continue what happens next after Barry travels back and sees that there's an incursion. But that being said, would you like to see more CW what ifs? Would you like to see maybe what if Zoom had killed the Flash, or maybe what if the Flash had turned evil at the beginning? There's so many different opportunities and so many different what ifs that I could explore within the Flash universe. But thank you so much for tuning in. Do make sure to subscribe, like, share, and turn those notifications on so you and your friends are all up to date with the latest content. I would highly recommend checking out the Patreon, as it's starting at just $1 a month. The support really does go a long way, and you can see a ton of behind the scenes content as well. So there's a lot of content coming out, and there's so many different things that you unlock right off the bat when you sign up. I would highly recommend that you check it out. We're at 7 Patreon members. Can we get to 14? Can we double that? I don't know if we can, but it would be amazing. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and have an amazing day. Peace out.